At first, it felt like the perfect script, a flawless love story, a man who filled every void with confidence, and a life that seemed completely without cracks. Subtle pressures, whispered expectations about the right choice. They didn't ask me to listen to my heart, they asked me to choose safety, even if the price was my freedom. He commanded the conversation, the room, and my attention. I felt special then, but it was just the quiet beginning of cages I didn't yet realize I was walking into. A spectacular wedding, deafening lights and vows shouted to the crowds, but beneath the smile I wore for everyone else, a faint voice was screaming. The new home was a mansion, but the echo of my own footsteps made me feel lost. These walls weren't built to protect me, they were built to distance me from everything I used to be. I started shedding pieces of myself, one by one. It wasn't a direct demand, it was a heavy, suffocating silence that made me bend until I broke. The people around me changed, and I faded away. My phone went silent, my friends became distant memories, as if his presence were a wall standing between me and my own life. I looked at my mother's photo, wishing I could speak. Loneliness isn't just being alone, it's the hollow ache of being isolated while sitting right next to the person who should be your home. My phone was no longer my own. His eyes were constantly tracking, analyzing, watching every signal. When did love turn into surveillance? Silence became my only armor, a fake smile to protect me from his rage, so he wouldn't see the shattering that widened a little more every single day. Small details, he twisted them into grand defenses. He made me feel inadequate, broken, and always in need of his correction. That phrase, "you should be grateful," it slapped me every time, not on my face, but on my dignity, as if my very existence with him were a favor I didn't deserve. I looked in the mirror and didn't recognize myself. Who was this pale stranger? I wasn't seeing me, I was seeing a reflection of his expectations. A programmed life, quick instructions, and me racing against the clock just to be perfect in his eyes. My hands trembled setting the table, like I was balancing my entire life on a cliff's edge, waiting for a judgment that would never offer mercy. At his parties, I was a ghost drifting through the room. I served drinks and heard the laughter, but no one saw me. I was just part of the decor. One look, that was all it took to tear my world apart. The betrayal wasn't the shock, it was the reality I had been running from all along. I sat on the floor, the air leaving the room. He wasn't a partner, he was a shadow devouring the light of my day and my life. At the door, words failed me. The truth stood right in front of me, in the eyes of another woman, in the contours of her face that told the whole story. Everything collapsed, not just my world, but my mother's world too, seeing the fracture in my eyes for the first time. Finally, I saw who he really was, not the confident man I married, but a bottomless predator who found pleasure in my weakness. In the quiet of the night, I wasn't just packing bags, I was gathering the scattered pieces of myself. Leaving wasn't running away, it was reclaiming my soul. The sun, for the first time in years, I felt its warmth. Freedom isn't a place you go to, it's a choice you make when you finally realize you deserve better. My pain from yesterday has become a balm for others today. By helping them, I realized I was helping myself heal too. My dignity, it was the compass that brought me back home to myself. I am not just a story that passed through, I am Tales by Souda, and today I am the author of my own life.